Hello and happy Friday. All right, so when I did my video on hydration and water and the importance of water, I know that we were starting to get questions of minerals and magnesium, which I love questions because it just gives me the permission to dive deeper. So Dr. Joe and I recorded a podcast on hydration. I'm so excited for it because it really opens the conversation even more. We started talking about minerals and hydration and electrolytes all in that podcast. And then, of course, I wanted to dive in even more because as someone who studies and teaches about different substances and how they benefit our bodies, I still had some fuzziness too. So I was kind of curious, like, what's the difference? What do we do? Like, what do they all do? So anyway, minerals. Difference of a mineral and a vitamin. A vitamin is going to have carbon in it, which means that it is an organic substance. So carbon allows it to be organic, and a mineral comes from the ground, comes from the dirt. It is a part of a geological process, and it does not have carbon, so it is inorganic. That part is important. That's why a lot of times we think and hear of gems, minerals, rocks, because they all work in that same geological process. Not the same geological process, but they work in a geological process. And so we can get the minerals from the food that we eat if it comes from the ground. We can get it from animals that we eat if it is eating a plant from the ground that has minerals in it, and we can also get it from absorption as well. Absorption, the science is iffy on that, and some minerals you can absorb better, but just know that that is an option. Okay, so with minerals, there are major minerals, so those are large minerals, and then we have the trace minerals. The major minerals are going to be the ones that your body needs more of. So you need 100 milligrams or more of major minerals, and for trace minerals, your body needs 100 milligrams, less than 100 milligrams. And then there's a whole bunch of different minerals. Look, I can go over all of the ones that I have been researching, and in some videos I may do that, but specifically I wanted to talk about magnesium here, because magnesium, I think, is one of those big ones that we can make a difference today with our magnesium levels. It is nature's original chill pill, and it is an important role in the biochemical reactions all over our entire body. It helps with cell transport. It helps with making energy. The cells make energy. It is a part of some 300 different enzymatic activities, chemical reactions. And bones actually have a reservoir of magnesium, and that can help build new bones, that can help protect against bone loss. It helps with broken bones, and a lot of women that have osteoporosis actually have lower levels of magnesium. So it's not saying if you have low levels of magnesium, you are going to have osteoporosis, but there is a correlation there. Magnesium plays a part in helping muscles contract, how nerves send signals. It also works with the brain. It can suppress the ability of the hippocampus, and this is where I come in, and I love emotions. I love how our brain processes emotions. And so magnesium suppresses the ability of the hippocampus to stimulate the release of stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline. So look, we know about adrenaline. Adrenaline is that, I gotta go, I gotta move, something is happening, my heart is racing. And cortisol is also a stress hormone. Cortisol is one that I am particularly fascinated about, especially with the amount of stress that our bodies and minds are feeling right now. And then also magnesium can act in that blood-brain barrier. Sorry, shaking my camera here. But it can act in the blood-brain barrier of the brain. Try saying that 4 times fast because you can't. To prevent the stress hormones from entering the brain. So it's kind of that guard, which is really nice. But also what has been found is that when the body reacts to stress, whether that is a physical stress or an emotional stress, a mental stress, the body first goes to magnesium and uses its store of magnesium. So low levels are very, very common. That's why I specifically wanted to talk about that one today. Because if stress, whether again, physical, mental, emotional, is in your life, then you may have low levels of magnesium. Some symptoms of low magnesium levels, it could be muscle cramps, headache, high blood pressure, migraines, digestive issues, paranoia, anxiety, depression, confusion, anger, nervousness, insomnia, fatigue, decreased energy, dry skin, tingling of lips or fingers, brittle nails. Again, lots of possible symptoms of having low magnesium. Any one of those could lead you to say, let me look at my magnesium levels and work on upping it. There's also a hypothesis that we're seeing more depression because we are having an overabundance of stress and we are not having good food sources that are allowing us to get the magnesium that we need. One example is that people eat white bread. Well, white bread is unlike whole grain bread because whole grain bread has magnesium, has good levels of magnesium. White bread does not. It's almost void of all magnesium levels. We can get magnesium from food. And again, this is where the quality of the food matters because when we have food that has been sprayed or that it's been treated or the seed to even start the growing of the food is not good, then we are not going to get all of the benefits of that food. But we can, in theory, get magnesium from whole grains, from leafy green vegetables, spinach especially, almonds, cashews, other nuts, avocados, beans, fish, especially halibut. And what you find is that these are the same sorts of foods that have folate, and folate depletion, is also linked to depression. So we're kind of seeing it come full circle of how it all works together. So supplementation is big for magnesium. In what I do, I have a couple of magnesium supplements that I recommend. If you are taking a calcium, hopefully your calcium supplement also has magnesium in it because those two together help the absorption rate of the calcium. But another way that you can quickly add magnesium into your life is through Epsom salts. You can do this through a bath. You can do it through a foot soak because you get a lot of benefits through the bottom of the feet, a lot of absorption there. And you can also make your own spray with magnesium. So the magnesium that we're talking about with Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate. There are a couple of different magnesiums, some are better than others, but that's the one that comes in Epsom salts. And when the Epsom salt and the water mix together, then there is this release of magnesium and sulfate ions in the water. And then the idea is that the body can absorb it. Make sure that you're taking a warm bath if you're going to be taking an Epsom salt bath because that opens the pores and it allows better absorption. For me, I always add essential oils into my Epsom salt because I like the benefit of those oils and the Epsom salt altogether. I typically find if I take a bath with Epsom salts or I soak my feet, that if I had a headache, it goes away. If I was feeling muscle cramps, it goes away. If I was feeling irritated, it goes away. If I'm having trouble sleeping, it goes away. So that's the benefits that I have seen with magnesium, whether it is in a supplemental form or through a bath. But go experiment with it. It is super easy to get magnesium. Any grocery store has it. But my one suggestion is don't go to the personal care section to get it. Like, don't get the ones that have fragrances and this or that added to it. You don't need to. They have a huge price bump, and the quality of whatever else they've added to it is questionable at best. So instead, go to the dietary section where they will also have Epsom salt. It's a much lower price point, and it is just plain Epsom salt, and then you can get that and use it for however you want to use it. So anyway, hope that this helps. A little bit about minerals. I didn't go into my whole big exhaustive list of minerals. Maybe I'll do different ones. Please, if this is helpful, if you found that this is beneficial, that's great. That's what this is there for. Ask questions, because that lets me know what sort of topics we'd want to talk about in other videos or posts or anything. So just let me know. For those of you that don't know me, I am Dory Doyle, and I am with the Oil Spot, which is a part of the Live Well RVA collective. And I do aromatherapy and holistic health consultations. So that's what I do. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great, wonderful weekend. And if in doubt, go take your shoes off, put your feet in the soil, and enjoy some natural minerals. Have a good one. Bye.